Hello, my name is Mihaela Vatavu. I'm an English teacher at Euroed, Romania. I've been an English teacher for a long time. CLIL experience for me is very special, and not only for me, because I consider it to be extremely beneficial both for teachers and for children. Our students, when they are exposed to CLIL methodology, learn the language, in my case English, in a very natural way without focusing on grammar issues. And we know very well that whenever it comes to grammar, students tend to be a little bit reluctant. So they can socialize, they can work in collaboration without paying attention to accuracy, but to fluency. So the content they learn is also enhanced by the use of English. They develop vocabulary, they develop terminology, and they also develop this cultural aspect of learning, because CLIL is also related to culture. CLIL in primary school is extremely efficient, because when we expose children at this age, at this early age, they become more proficient, and children at primary school age are extremely enthusiastic. They are curious. They want to learn. They want to find out a lot of things. And arts and music are especially beneficial because they provide that means of emotional expression and creativity that connect to the target language on a very personal level. Arts and music also are related to cultural environment, and learning the terminology in English of the content subject in English will also develop students' vocabulary, so they can use it further on in their lives in real context, like I don't know, visiting an exhibition, an arts exhibition, or attending a concert. Teachers can use a lot of materials in arts and music, realia, I don't know, actual instruments, musical instruments, and children can relate to this, especially at this age, to a more personal way. Moreover, they, what I have observed so far, they love collaborating, so pair work and group work are extremely welcome at this age in CLIL. There are a lot of strategies we use in CLIL, but well, I consider that the most important ones would be scaffolding. That means presenting the content and the language input gradually, so the children can use the knowledge conveyed by the teacher to further on build their own vocabulary or structures, and they at the end of the lesson, or at the end of the let's say a scenario, learning scenario, they are able, even at those ages, to present their work. Whether it is a portfolio or a work of art, or just a piece of a description, a written description. Moreover, we at this age also, students are extremely keen on their active participation. They love hand-on activities. They love to dance, to sing, to draw. Also, these skills are developed through CLIL. There are also challenges, of course, because the challenges, the most important one, is to design the lesson. It is very difficult to find a balance between content and language. And this can be done only if the two teachers, I mean the content teacher and the language teacher, work together, because a clear lesson has to be thoroughly and accurately designed, so that all the steps should be very well balanced. So yes, time management, finding a mutual, let's say, schedule for both teachers is quite difficult. And also, not to mention, going out of the comfort zone. Because it's not easy to, to run a clear lesson and to design one. But if you look into the children's eyes and you see their enthusiasm, you realize how much it pays off. There are also challenges related to the language proficiency level of the students, because there are huge differences sometimes in some classes. So the language teacher, has to spend more time to meet the needs of the students who have low language level. But this can be done also by collaboration. I mean, putting in the same team students with high level of language and low level of language, but also high level of content knowledge. We can assess students in different ways in a clear arts and music clear lesson by observing them, first of all, because we can put them having dialogues and giving commands to each other, so we can observe the way they interact. It's not in front of the class, so they are not very shy, so they can do this with their desk mate or pair. We can do this through portfolios, and it's not just displaying the portfolio, but presenting it in front of the class with basic vocabulary, because they are very young at this age, but it's also good. We can also, if we have higher expectations, we can use some rubrics in which we divide. Let's say we have a rubric for content and one for language, and we write our feedback, so that we can also have a balance all the time between language and content. Euromed is a private school and a language school, so we are fortunate to have students who are extremely proficient in English from very young ages. Because in primary school, students study like 5 hours of English per week. So yes, English and CLIL has been integrated in our curriculum for a very long time, and students are extremely keen whenever they are very passionate and very interested whenever they have a CLIL lesson. Not only music and arts, also for other subjects. In other schools, I believe it can be very difficult at the beginning until we manage to raise enthusiasm on behalf of teachers, because this is the most important thing. CLIL is motivating and engaging not only for children, but it should be engaging and motivating also for teachers, because in this way, everybody, it's a win-win situation. CLIL is beneficial not only because of the language proficiency or the content learning, although these two aspects are extremely important. It has been observed and recorded that language proficiency has increased after CLIL lessons in students. But there are also other aspects to consider in discussing positive outcomes for CLIL. A CLIL lesson develops critical thinking. It involves problem solving for children, and these, as we know, are soft skills for the 21st century and for real world. So CLIL prepares children from the very young ages to the real world, to use a language, in our case English, to use it in real life situations, and they will use it without stress, without thinking of the accuracy of their language. Moreover, it expands children's horizon, because CLIL is related to culture, and especially music and arts. Because through music and arts you learn about the culture of the world in different forms, artistic forms, which are extremely appealing to children at this age. I definitely recommend going out of the comfort zone and start using CLIL since it is the best engaging, motivational context, learning experience, learning environment, and it provides both students and teachers with a lot of fun, of learning in a very pleasant way. By using CLIL strategies, teachers can effectively integrate content and language learning in art and music classes, promoting both creativity and language development in primary school children.